It was a quiet day so far. I mean, I think I just got done eating lunch, to be quite honest with you, when that call came in.
I was on my way back home. I was coming up Church Street.
The IM responding says, house is on fire. It's a dead giveaway of
You
what
know
you're going
something's
into.
going on, yeah.
When it comes across like that, though, usually 95% of the time, it's usually a working
Right,
fire.
house fully involved.
Right.
Generally, that's not a mistaken report. But
Well, like I said, when I was coming up the hill there, right by Jack Williams, I could see the column of smoke already, and the whole area there, you could just see like the haze.
I just heard a report from the fire police that they had heavy fire out the back, and like I said, I pulled up. The
Like I
off-duty
said,
guy was there.
when I pulled in, the front door was open, and I can remember telling them, close the door, and they're looking at me like, who are you?
The lady from 2-3 houses up, I was getting all my stuff on. She comes like running down to the car, like full running. And I looked at her and said, what's wrong? And she was like, there's a lady in there, there's a lady in there. That's all she just kept on saying is there's a lady in there. And I said to her, I said, do you know where she is? And I said, she goes, I don't know. She goes, all I know is there's a lady in there. Charlie Griffith, the fire police, he was up at the front door, and that's when the three of us went in then.
Right.
And he started helping us hump the hose inside, but before we could do anything there, we had to knock back some of that fire.
Well,
Brian,
see, like I said, before you guys got there, by carrying my stuff in the car, it went to make that guy in there, and there was so much fire.
Yeah, there was
I mean, it was
no
even
going anywhere.
got in a couple feet, but not far enough.
so you could do anything.
Yeah, and if
Till
you
we
would have
pushed it
attempted
back.
even more, we would have been pulling you out,
Yeah, so,
and then that would have been a whole other situation.
What made this fire very hot and intense was the paneling on the wall, the type of interior finishes.
Well, look at the doors.
The doors were burned halfway off.
Right.
I mean, that's a lot of heat.
We beat the fire back the best we could, and started. I went one way, he went. You
When
guys went
started
the other
your,
way, and
when you started your right-hand search, I moved up to your position then, and I helped him continue knocking back the fire. And then when I saw he had a pretty good knock on it, like something that I know he could handle, I said to him, hey, I'm gonna start my left-hand search. Are you okay here? And he said, yeah. So I got off the hose line, and I turned backwards, towards the door, the entrance door there, and I started the left-hand search, and I just happened to look over to the left, and that's when I saw the lady.
Right.
And I yelled up to him. I was like, hey, Brian. I was like, come here, I need your help. I said, I have her over here. She was unconscious, but she was breathing, though. I have to say she was breathing when we found her. So we rolled her over. Brian grabbed her upper body. I grabbed her lower body. We went out the door, and the paramedics already knew that we had entrapment there. So they had all their stuff ready. So as soon as we walked out the door with her, we laid her right on the stretcher, and they took her right away. And looking at the time, from dispatch until the lady was out and in the care of EMS, 2.5 to 3 minutes. I mean,
yeah, you can't ask for anything better than
it was a great job.
Everything worked out well.
Done by
and-
all, yeah. When we got her outside, you could tell there's some serious heat in that house. Her hair was singed on the top.
Right.
Her airways had soot marks underneath them, where you could tell she was trying to breathe,
Right.
and she had the soot marks underneath both of her mouth and her nose. When I talked to the granddaughter, it was Sunday night, usually my usual Sunday night text messages. I was talking to the granddaughter, and she was telling me by Monday or Tuesday, they were planning on pulling the vent because she was doing so good. She was like you said, she was moving her extremities. She was responding to their commands.
Right.
She was blinking her eyes. So,
Yeah, it was. We were all excited that there was such drastic
Right.
improvements.
and especially for her age, being 86 years old, and sustaining the heat that she did and recovering so well in
Right.
such a quick amount of time, she was a fighter.
And then from other health complications, it may have been, may have not been, but what we were told from other health complications, she ended up having some issues that she didn't recover from.
The family was so happy with everything that we did, because the granddaughter, I was talking to her the one day, she was saying, she's like, thanks to you guys, she was like, I had an extra 3.5 weeks with my grandmother. She's
Right.
like, if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't have been able to spend that amount of time with her and get more memories with her that I'll always remember.
And it's a memory too of her, moving on in a different fashion versus moving on in a fire.
When we showed up at the funeral, seeing us there,
Right.
it was definitely,
They were very taken aback and very. You can just see it in their expression. They were very taken aback and
I think
thankful.
they didn't expect that type of
No,
respect.
I don't think we're heroes. I
agree
think a
100%.
hero in this day, personally, I think a hero in this day and age is the people in the military that why I'm sitting here right now is our freedom.
Yeah, I mean, we're not Superman, we're not Batman. We have no superhuman strengths. We have to do what we can do with the gear that's provided to us.
Right. It worked out well that day, and we don't like to be patted on the back for anything by any means, but we were doing
Like
our
I said,
job.
we're
and it
doing our
worked out
job.
well.
And so this the job we
That's
signed
why-
up for, and we're just doing our job.